Okay, alrighty. What is going on? Let's see what is going on. Um, got it. So either way, woo! What's going on? This is the Joe Cash Flow Show, and we are live, man. We are live streaming right now today on this show, and we got a lot of stuff that we're going to talk about, and I'm super excited to talk about it. I'm super excited for this episode one. This is the inaugural episode. You know what I mean? Like this is the beginning. I feel like I'm going to watch this back um 3, 5 years from now. Be like, dang, this is how it kind of started. You know, with everything kind of wrinkled and everything else. But hey, man, it's the inaugural show, and this is just sometimes how it goes. So either way, um, why do I want to do this show? Well, one of the reasons why I wanted to do this show was because it's very simple. I'm an entrepreneur, and as an entrepreneur, guess what? You work all the time, and because you work all the time, and you're always building your business, and there's like Friday nights, and you're doing administration, and you're doing all kind of different things. I don't want to bore you with that because I want to get right into the topics. But here's the thing. The thing about this is, you're sitting there, you're kind of bored. You're like, man, like I got to get stuff done, and I would love to be able to kind of like, I don't know, listen to some entertainment, and that entertainment talk about money, and it talks about the things that's kind of going on in finances. And I'm a person that whenever I see something going on that's trending, I always want to know, like, man, where's the money in this thing? Like, is there money into this whole? Is there money? Is there money into the show? Is there like, man, like, okay, so if this happens, where's the money lie? I said, you know what? Why don't we just come up with a show? Call it, the Joe Cashflow Show, and let's just talk about money. Let's have fun every single week. Fridays, 10 p.m., late night, get your fix. Let's talk about money. Now, let's see. This is the inaugural episode, but we got some topics, and we're going to get right into the topics. And the topics that we're going to talk about tonight, which is probably going to lead us to a lot of different things, but the topics we're going to talk about tonight, we're going to go and we're going to talk about like this whole solar eclipse thing, because there's a lot going on with the solar eclipse. So we're going to talk about the solar eclipse. We're going to also talk about Bronny. Bronny going to the NBA. Kind of like, how's Bronny going to the NBA? But we're going to kind of talk about Bronny going to the NBA. And then we're going to talk about Caitlin Clark. Now, this is live, so she's playing the game right now. We're talking about Caitlin Clark. And then we're going to talk about Russia says Jesus is black. And I'm kind of like, dang, out of all people, Russia says Jesus is black. So either way, we're going to talk about Russia and how that whole thing goes with that. So let's get into the very first topic right now. Oh, by the way, of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and man, do all the things that you're supposed to do on the live stream. So either way, let's get to the first topic. And I think I want to I want to talk about what's going on in around the world coming up, but mainly in America, Mexico, and in was it Canada? America, Mexico, Canada. I want to talk about the solar eclipse. What this whole solar eclipse thing, first of all, I didn't even really know what a solar eclipse was. Like, like the solar eclipse, I had to look it up. I had to Google. I don't know if you know what it is, Google the solar eclipse. But the solar eclipse thing is where the moon blocks the sun, but there's some rays. I just know that everywhere I'm at, I'm in Texas. So everywhere I'm at in Texas, everybody's selling like the solar glasses, and they're selling parking spaces. Like my landlord, for instance, not my well, yeah, that I lease my office from. They sent us an email today, and they're like, "Hey, just want to let you know that we're going to be renting the parking lot out for the solar eclipse." And I'm like, dude, like, what the heck? I got business. They're saying there's going to be like 200,000 people, 300,000 people in our area, which our area is like 200,000 right now. So to have another 300,000 people in the area is nuts. And then on top of all of that, you have um, the solar eclipse that's hitting all through Texas, and you've got businesses trying to make some money. Like you got hotels that's doing parties in their parking lot, and they're doing like food trucks, and it's crazy because the solar eclipse is only going to be for like 4 minutes total. Like when it's going to be completely blocked out, the whole thing is going to be blocked out for 4 minutes. So um, let me actually go to. I want to kind of go to this part and let's look. So solar eclipse, and this is the thing. So everybody's going, and and I don't even know as far as if this whole thing is going to be. Um, I don't know if the whole thing is even going to be going to like we're going to see it again, because that's the thing. Like this whole part is, are we going to even see this solar eclipse again? We really don't know. But what we do know is that there's a solar eclipse. So I actually want to share. Let me share my screen because I pulled it up here. I want to share this, and I want to kind of show you like this whole um right here. This is the solar eclipse, and this is what it's supposed to look like. This is images of what a solar eclipse is supposed to look like, and you need glasses for it. Um, I don't know. I don't know. People are telling me it's supposed to be dark. People are saying it's not going to be dark. I have no idea. What I do know is that there is a solar eclipse. Now, here is what I'm looking at when it comes down to, I don't know, maybe an opportunity. Because that's what I kind of like. Joe Cashflow wants to know, okay, if we are supposedly having this eclipse, and this is going to happen, and it's going to last for 4 minutes, and you got to kind of know your time on how that's going. Let me see something. Let me stop share. There we go. And you're kind of going to know like that whole time of where it's going to be going at. There we go. Well, sorry, I was trying to check something. So the whole time of this whole show is going to be, I mean, this whole solar eclipse is going to be going. The whole thing to me is like, all right, so solar eclipse is going on, and well, 4 minutes, all these hotel chains are literally going to be packed out. There's hotel chains that are charging, like, I mean, I've seen like not Motel 6. I'm exaggerating. It's not Motel 6, but I literally did see a hotel chain that was, I can't remember, it was a Best Western. Either way, it was like $300-400 a night. And so where's this opportunity at when you're looking at money? Well, here's the thing. I got told, and I got told, so I looked it up. I got told that with the solar eclipse, people are renting out their houses in the areas. And there's a town in Texas. I can't remember the name, but there's a town in Texas. They're getting an extra estimated 400,000 people. This town only has like 70,000 or 60,000 people, and they're getting an estimate of 400,000 more people. And so this particular town was getting all these extra people. It's crazy because there's so much money to be made. You know what I mean? Like, it's an insane amount of money to be made. So we started looking it up, and I kind of even talked to my brother-in-law about it. And we're like, he kind of gives me tips like, hey, there's people out here that are renting out their house and they're getting like $2,500 for the whole weekend. And I'm like, bro, $2,500 for a weekend. And then there's some houses that are even getting as much as $2,500 a day. And I'm like, wait a minute. People are paying $2,500 a day to be in a house so they can see the solar eclipse in the most perfect angle. And they're saying we may not see it again. Well, in some people's lifetime, it may not be like this again. So I guess it's a world event and whatnot. But I'm like, okay. So I go on Airbnb and I look. And I want to tell you right now, if you're a person and you're looking at the solar eclipse and you want to profit from it, you're not like, I've already looked at the listings. There's not a $2,500 a day listing. There's not a $300 a day listing, not a $400. Like there's like some $300 for those couple of days, but man, there's really no opportunity no more for it. So there's not as much opportunity. So what I was thinking, I said, you know what? If I was going to do it, because I know some of y'all like me, you're trying to make some money during this whole solar eclipse. And we want to focus on this. How can we cash flow? I was like, okay, you know what? What if? I'm just thinking, what if you do it, but you got to offer some other things, right? So I'm thinking like, you know what? If we do this whole, like, maybe we can do like a bed and breakfast. We got like a 4-bedroom. I'm in my studio. I can convert the studio and all that. So I said, man, why don't we do like a bed and breakfast? We could do the bed and breakfast. You know what I mean? I'll be sitting there cooking scrambled eggs in the morning for people, and then, at night, man, I could do like a little hibachi grill and whatnot, like do that whole thing. And then next thing you know, boom. Maybe that'll be the value. I don't know. But either way, if you're in line with the solar eclipse, here's the thing. You're in line with the whole solar eclipse. There's people who have literally made shirts for it. They've made they're renting out their parking lots, they're renting out their homes, they are doing food, they're doing all kinds of things. Restaurants are getting food trucks temporary for it and plates. So there's a lot of money that can be made in that short amount of time. So if you're in that angle, maybe you should take advantage of it. Either way. So let's go to the next topic. Next topic that I want to talk about. We want to start off with a light one. Let's get to another one that's kind of going on right now because I think this is pretty interesting. So there is a female basketball player. It's funny enough, she's playing right now. Her name is Caitlin Clark. I don't know if you've ever heard of Caitlin Clark, but her name is Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is pretty famous. She's actually getting so famous. I want to say she is now the highest scoring female basketball player in NCAA history, or she's got the most points in a season or something like that. But Caitlin Clark is not just a good female basketball player. She's an entertainer, meaning when Caitlin Clark does, when she plays a game, she brings people in. Matter of fact, I'm looking at an update because I'm like, man, how is she doing right now? And they were down and they're just exploding. It's crazy. Yeah, Caitlin Clark is starting to definitely get heated up and go off. But here's the thing. So what's the point of this? Caitlin Clark is such a good female basketball player. They just had a game versus LSU. That game alone, Caitlin Clark, LSU, Angel Reese, the game does like 12 million views. It's insane. This game is the Elite Eight game. It's not even the Final Four. It's an elite game, and it does crazy amount of views. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is because Caitlin Clark gets offered a $5 million contract to play in the Big Three. Now, let me explain why this is crazy. Because Caitlin Clark getting offered a $5 million contract to play in the Big Three, she would be the first, I believe, first female to play in the Big Three. Or maybe she's not going to be the first. She would be for sure the highest paid person in there. But Caitlin Clark playing in the Big Three, she's not like she's so the Big Three is Ice Cube's league, right? So Ice Cube has his league, and with the Big Three, it's mainly basketball players who are ex NBA players, who used to be like really known or really good or Hall of Famers, and they play they play in this league, and these guys are still pretty good. Like these guys aren't like trash by any means. They would beat 99.9% of people at 40 years old playing 18 seasons of the NBA that are in their 20s playing in college or some of the best prospects in high school. They would still beat these people. Caitlin Clark gets offered an historic $5 million contract to get into this particular, to get to play in this league with Ice Cube. Now, first of all, as I'm looking at it. Number one, that's a lot of money. They also they said that Caitlin Clark. Check this out. Where is it at? She would not just be getting that contract, but she could still play in the WNBA. But the contract Caitlin Clark would get, the average WNBA contract is like $74,000. It's insane. She would get paid more than like a whole basketball team would get paid in the WNBA. And so if you really think about how crazy that is, what is Ice Cube doing? Right? What is Ice Cube's angle? Ice Cube is thinking, of course, all right, Caitlin Clark gets views. She gets people to see her. And she's a baller. Like she's a baller, breaking records. She can shoot. She's like Steph Curry. It's crazy what she can do. I don't even watch women's basketball. Not because I don't think it's intense. I don't watch a lot of basketball right now. And I watch Caitlin Clark, a little bit of her games. I'm like, whoa, this girl is this woman is lethal. And so Ice Cube is thinking, dude, how many people would actually pay to see Caitlin Clark play against like your favorite old basketball player? Like imagine, like, so I'm a big basketball fan, right? Imagine Caitlin Clark playing against Tracy McGrady. I don't care what Tracy McGrady is. Imagine Tracy McGrady goes to the Big Three and she plays against him, right? So Ice Cube is thinking, dude, this could completely transform the basketball because, you know, and it's not offensive, but a lot of the ladies would not be able to make it to the NBA. There's some that can ball. They can outball. Shoot, they'll outball me. You know, maybe, but most of them would be like at that level could outball me for real, for real. Not no joke. All jokes aside. But when you look at it and you're like, okay, could they make it to the NBA? We don't know. But then when you really see this concept of the Big Three, first of all, Ice Cube doing the whole blue ocean strategy, figuring out how he can get right in between the whole sports league of basketball with college, and people love basketball, and you got these star players who aren't as valuable in the NBA. How can I make them valuable? Because they still have a fan base. So he brings this concept in of the Big Three. And these players are like legit ballers. And Caitlin Clark comes in, she brings a lot of tickets. I'm looking at it from two angles. What if Caitlin Clark doesn't do anything, like bombs it. Does like Ice Cube just automatically lose all that money? Yeah, there's probably a lot of money that he lost. Caitlin Clark bombs the big three. She doesn't do good. She doesn't kill it. But then, what if Caitlin Clark completely comes in and destroys it? I'm talking about Caitlin Clark is on the big three. By the way, the game could work for her because it's only three. It's half court. She's a shooter, so you got to respect her shooting. You because she may be a defense liability, but she can play at the top. But think about the revenue the big three gets, where you got all the women's basketball fans, because there's a lot of women's basketball fans out there, but unfortunately, they haven't figured out how to translate it from the college to the WNBA. So imagine now if Caitlin Clark comes in and she absolutely kills it. Whoa. Whoa. Ice Cube automatically, his league, by the way, goes from like, okay, it's trying to get off the ground to on another level. Because now, think about the talent. First of all, you're going to want to see, like, I mean, just think about the money. So Caitlin Clark comes in, kills it. Let's say, and I'm saying kill it. I don't know how the game goes, but she's like killing people, right? And she's one of the best in the league. You know what she's going to attract to that league? You're going to attract some of the best female basketball players out there. They're going to come into the league. We've never had a men and women, like, we don't have a men's and women league unless he's playing street ball. So, like, you're going to have the female basketball players come into the league. And then you're going to probably have some of the youngest stars, upcoming stars, play in the league as well. And Ice Cube is going to have a $5 million investment. What if that $5 million investment completely changes the league? In the next 10 years, he's got his superstars. He's got the top talent. And boom, this becomes $100, $200, $300 million, sport fan. I mean, actually, I'm honestly being pretty low. Depending on how crazy it gets, it could be $1 billion sports franchise that Ice Cube puts together because he recruits the right person. So what can you kind of learn from what Ice Cube is doing? Well, number one, Ice Cube is like, look, I'm going to look at a area of entertainment that nobody's kind of touching, and that's basketball, because you got the NBA and you got WNBA. So it's like, where's the room? And then you kind of already seen like the XFL try it. XFL doesn't do much. But the XFL, just doesn't do much when it comes down to penetrating the NFL. So now you go, okay, well, wait a minute. What if the NBA is a little bit different, or basketball is different? He penetrates this league. He builds a league that can not compete directly with the NBA, but it forms a whole other level of entertainment. Ice Cube, Blue Ocean strategy. What can you learn from it? He gets a Blue Ocean strategy. He builds he could possibly recruit the right persons. You're possibly just one good recruit away in your business, entertainment. You're one, you're one hire away. You're one good idea. You're one good strategy away, and then boom. First of all, by the way, even if she does not choose to go there, what's crazy is the big three is trending. Like, it's trending like crazy. So it's the best bet that Ice Cube could do, and then it just blows up, right? It blows up. It makes him a ton of money, and he completely changes the landscape of basketball. What type of cash flow could that produce for him? It could be, I mean, I got to give it to him. It could be end up being $1 billion idea. That's some serious cash flow, man. Like, you know what I mean? It could be $1 billion idea. I'll tell you one thing. He could really get, man. He lands her, especially she wins the NCAA championship, and then she comes over. So you can learn a lot from that. The right person, Ice Cube gets the right person on his team. He brings in the right people. He positions his business in a market that people know of, but at the same time, there's a lot of opportunity in it. And then, honestly, he takes that opportunity. He builds gets a right person, like Michael Jordan changed the NBA, and then the rest is history. He builds a $1 billion business. You can learn a lot from what he's doing on that aspect. All right, so you probably seen me looking down. I gotta tell the truth why I'm looking down. I'm talking about Caitlin Clark, and I'm looking at the scores on ESPN because I'm kind of curious on who is going to win this game. There's like 10 seconds left. It's live. I don't even think I can play it here because of copyright. I don't know. But it's kind of going on right now. There's 10 seconds left. So we'll see. If Caitlin Clark wins this game and wins the NCAA championship, dude, she becomes a superstar. She goes to Big Three, takes the $5 million contract. There you go. Game over because she is a baller. Let's see. Now, I got a few other things that I want to, of course, talk about, but I have to see like what's going on right now. I got to see what's going on. What? Agree and subscribe? No, I don't want to subscribe. Man, this is crazy. Let me see. I can possession. Wow. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, y'all. So either way, as we see who ends up winning this game, we do not know. We don't know. The game is. And y'all, I swear to you, I'm not trying to make this a sports channel. That's not what this is. But I'm talking about her right now. And I gotta see like what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. 4 seconds left. We have no idea. Wow. There's a lot of drama. You know, this player this boxer, Gennady Golovkin, he would talk about heavy drama. And that's what I'm trying to see because I feel like there's some heavy drama going on ESPN. We don't know what is happening, but I feel like I can't even move on until I know what is going on with this game. What is going on with this game, man? Okay, so either way, yeah. So, and here's the thing: while we're kind of seeing what's going to happen with this, in Caitlin Clark, is she going to become a superstar? Is she going to be, and by the way, does this completely like be like, oh man, she doesn't win the game, so she's now not a superstar? No, of course not. That doesn't mean that. But what it does mean is if she has the ability to become a superstar, completely change the league, make a lot of money, make a lot of cash flow. Of course, I can pretty much tell you Ice Cube is definitely rooting for her to win this game because obviously she wins. She brings a lot of business to him, right? She signs that contract. She brings a crazy amount of business. She $5 million contract. It's insane. So, okay, they got the possession. It's Iowa's ball right now, by the way, and that's why I say this is so important. They foul her. Okay, they have to foul her. There's heavy drama, heavy drama right now. So while we're looking this up, because we have to kind of see this part through at this point, I feel like because I'm like we're live, so I have to see this through. So let's look at what the big three. While we're looking up this, let's see what the big three is actually worth. The big three basketball league worth. How much is the big three basketball league worth? Is the big three basketball league profitable? Uh, wow, wow. I'm watching this live. She literally misses the ball. So we're looking to see how much. That's what I'm saying, man. It's kind of salaries can reach up to. Okay, so check this out. So listen to this. Salaries, the big three salaries can reach up to $100,000. So there, that is kind of insane when you look at the fact that Caitlin Clark is so her brand, her skill set has made her so valuable that the normal salaries are $100,000, and she could possibly get a contract of 5 million. It's kind of wild. She can get a $5 million contract. It's kind of crazy. That's crazy. So roughly 10,000. So earn roughly 10,000 per game. So they play, I guess, 10 games. There's nothing as fun. Basketball. Triller wants to expand the sports. Triller, which complete. Okay, so that's the other thing about this whole Caitlin Clark thing. Oh, okay. We got some more data to see here, and then we're about to see a. So they're about to bring the ball in. We're going to see if this game, how this game ends up going. And yeah, so yep, Iowa won. There you go. Okay, so now that I had to get that done, right? Iowa won. There you go. So check this out. So Triller competes with TikTok. No. The Triller because the Dillons, the company raised $250 million. Boom, boom. And so Ice Cube's Big Three Basketball League signs with media rights with deal. Okay, so this is interesting because the league is also partnered with Triller Entertainment, and yeah, this is just a lot of interesting. So, let's see. Saying offer. Yeah. Um, a men's league. That's what I'm saying. Would be 500,000. Clark's per game average in Big Three would be $500,000. Wow. Mm-mm-mm. Crazy. So either way, so Clayton Clark, yeah, we'll see next week. We'll definitely get on the show next week to see how that goes. If she wins, she's going to make a lot of money. I think she should definitely sign with the big three, and they have a crazy partnership. They'll make a lot of money together, and then it's just going to be like just really up from there. All right, so let's talk about another topic. Let's talk about another topic real quick. Get it spiced back up. Let's get the energy back going into another topic. I just had to really see that. I got super distracted. Bronny James. Bronny James, the son of LeBron James. Bronny James has decided to go into the NBA. He said, "Hey, man, I think I can make it into in the NBA." So he decided to go to the NBA. Now, Bronny James going to the NBA is like, I don't know. How do I say this? Because I don't want to sound like a hater. I don't want to sound like a hater. Let's look at it from the perspective of how great LeBron James has to be to get his son, who's only played 1 year in college, averaging about 4 points a game. And we all kind of know, right? Like, let's just be honest. We all kind of know that he's going to end up being in the NBA. And I'm not sitting here saying that he wouldn't have earned his right to be there. I don't know any freshman guards who went to the NBA averaging 4 points a game. I just don't know that. Now, why am I bringing this up? Man, you realize how good of a father you got to be to get your son into the NBA out of like, you got to be a good dad. You've also got to be really, really, really good and valuable to this league. So let's look at the cash flow when it comes down to this whole thing. So Bronny James declares. Now, what's interesting about this is Bronny James, because of course he's dead, he's already been somewhat in the limelight, meaning he's already kind of had some NIL deals. He's already been featured on some things. I mean, you know what I mean? The kid's a brand. He's already a brand, being his being that his dad is LeBron James. That's just what it is. What's interesting about him going to the league is that it will be the first time, and LeBron James has an illustrious career. Some people believe he's the greatest of all time. That's their opinion. But he has a lot of fans, and he's had a great career. LeBron James, not only would Bronny James make it into the NBA, would be the first time that a son and a father played at the same time. But this is LeBron James that we're talking about. Now, even if his son pans out to not be that good, I'm not sitting here saying he can't be. But if his son is not that good, you realize Bronny James would literally bring whatever team drafts him or he goes to, oh my God, an insane amount of money. I'm talking about, just think about this. Bronny James going to, oh my God, the Lakers. The Lakers is already the Lakers, right? You don't have to, the Lakers don't have to prove anything. As a franchise, they're already good at what they do. They're the Lakers. Bronny James going to the Lakers where his dad is at would be an internet breaker. Let's just put it this way. Not because of his skill, but because of the star power of his dad and his own star power. People would be like, we've never seen this. One of the greatest players to ever play in the game has his son playing with him in the league. Tickets would fly off the shelf. Tickets would, like the first game, like you know what I mean? Like Bronny would have to be good to keep it going. But the first game would be insane. Maybe you ever seen, did you guys see that picture, the video of Jeannie Buss and the other Lakers, I think executive, and they're sitting there with LeBron and they're like, oh, they're all getting touchy-feely. I don't know if you saw that whole thing. Understand this. Maybe that's what they was talking about. I don't know. They could have been talking about the fact that Bronny James needs to come to LA. Let's make it happen, because it's like the other play would be like Cleveland getting LeBron back and Bronny going to Cleveland. They go back home. I don't know how. I don't know if that's what they want to do. But dude, like, Bronny James going to LA. They're talking about it. Just imagine with me what that would look like. First game, father and son on the court. Bronny, boom, gives an assist to his dad. LeBron, bang, bangs it in there. And it's like, wow, we're watching a father-son play. Crazy, crazy. That would bring in so much money. And when you really look at, okay, does it matter if he deserves to be in the NBA? Sure and no. But I think, like, if there's anybody who deserves it, it's got to be LeBron. And let's do this. Let's just say this. You know how we got this whole GOAT debate? The whole GOAT debate is, Kobe, LeBron, Michael Jordan, some of the other old school people like Magic Johnson and Kareem and all these different people. LeBron getting his son into the league, something that Michael Jordan couldn't even do. Michael Jordan couldn't get his son to North Carolina. I'm not saying that he didn't try. I'm not saying he did try. Let's just say that Michael Jordan could not do it. His sons probably didn't even want to play basketball like that. You have to live up to Michael Jordan. It's kind of hard. No social. I mean, it's ridiculous, weird. So LeBron now gets his son in the league, and I might have to say that that would be a power play. Maybe LeBron deserves to be the GOAT off of that. I don't know. Let's say he deserves to be the GOAT off of that. He completely brings a whole other aspect to the league, to a whole other team. Some team is going to rake in so much money. I mean, who knows what that costs to do that? But maybe LeBron James has to be the GOAT because he was able to get his son into the NBA. You know what I mean? And that is just the business behind that with ticket sales. How do you position yourself? I don't know. Maybe somebody like you're watching this, you're like, Joe, well, look, how do I make money off of that? Maybe you do some Bronny James and LeBron James t-shirts or something. I don't know, man. The king and the prince. I mean, what is going to really happen with that whole thing? I really don't know. But I know Bronny James making it to the NBA with his dad is going to be insane. And you know what's weird is the NBA. First of all, let's go ahead and get this clear. NBA is entertainment. As much as it is a sports league, it is a entertainment league. And I'm not going to get into the conspiracy theories because I know there's a lot of conspiracy theories. Some of them I do believe. Do I think that for the sake of entertainment, some things could be, moved a little bit? Yeah, of course they could. Do I think for the sake of entertainment, some things could be, I don't know, altered? Yeah. I can believe that. How nefarious would it be? That's the bad word. How wild would it be? Bronny James, boom, goes to the Lakers. And LeBron James with his son wins like 2 championships back to back, catches Michael Jordan. Oh my God, the GOAT is the king, got his prince. His son now has 2 rings. I mean, could that even be good for the NBA? Could it even be good for the NBA? Let's think about that. The NBA as a platform, when you're looking at it as a business, their job is to entertain. Their competition is other sport leagues like the NFL, MLB. NFL is the king right now of sporting entertainment. NFL is so crazy. Like, they're so disrespectful right now to the NBA that the NFL goes, you know what? I know how we have, like, NBA always had games on Christmas. Here's what we're going to do, because we're the NFL. And since we're the NFL, what we're going to do is we're going to put games on Christmas as well. So the NFL now puts games on Christmas to combat, or not even combat, to just take spotlight. And one NFL game on Christmas outperforms all the other NBA games combined, essentially. And we're talking about some of the best players in the world are playing. LeBron's playing. KD is playing. Um, Kyrie and my man from Dallas. I'm going to get crucified for forgetting his name. Luca. Steph Curry's playing. I mean, we've got the Denver Nuggets, the old championships, the championship team plays. There's some heavy hitters that end up playing. Now, here's the thing about this. NFL is so not afraid to compete with the NBA because everybody needs viewers. The NFL goes, you know what? Let's see if we can compete. Now, keep in mind, the greatest basketball player right now, or the most entertaining, or the guy who brings the most money, is pretty much LeBron right now. He's still LeBron. LeBron James, star power, as powerful as the star LeBron James is, he cannot compete with the NFL. NBA losing viewership. Some people think it's because they went woke. I don't think it's because they went woke. That's a whole other topic. I think truly it's because the NBA, I think with some of the rules and the way some of the game is played, people just do not enjoy it the way they used to. And because they don't enjoy it the way they used to, viewership is going down, and people are more entertained by the NFL, like Patrick Mahomes, and just different people in the NFL. So the NBA goes, we got to do something. LeBron, you can honestly retire. You have the most points, but why retire? Let's get your son in the NBA. I'm not saying that we're going to sit here and make the guy a Hall of Fame because you can't fake that. He's not a bad basketball player. Is he Hall of Fame talent? I don't know. It doesn't look like it right now. But at the end of the day, it's entertainment. And entertainment brings in cash flow. And cash flow makes everybody happy. And so if you just think about it from a cash flow perspective and entertainment, even if Bronny is not the greatest basketball player ever, matter of fact, even if he doesn't make it past one season or when his dad retires, he gets cut, it doesn't even matter. I wish I could do the Rock thing. It doesn't matter. Guess what? It's going to bring in some money. It's going to bring in some money. It's going to be an event. It's going to be a showcase. I think it locks in the NBA to have such an interest, because you got to think about it. Storylines are so important too. Storylines. It gives a storyline, and the storyline is like, wait a minute. Father, son, oh man, the king, the prince, come watch them play. They get on the court. No one's seen it before. It's just different. Ticket sales. I mean, the league gets ignited those nights. I think it may be worth it. And I don't know how far the league is going to take it. We'll have to see. But I'm going to go ahead and say it. From a cash flow perspective, I think Bronny James may be good for the NBA. And I think that as a father, if you are so elite at something and so good at something and you can put your son in position, why not? You know what I mean? Why not do it? I know I would do my business. I know, we have a son. I plan on, well, even my daughter, I plan on doing what? I plan on being like, dude, I've done all this. You shouldn't have to go through and do what I had to do, right? You shouldn't have to do that. Let me just get you here now. You learn this. You could take this over. Boom. I know sports and business is different, but at the end of the day, I can put you in a position that you couldn't got put in before. Why not? I think it's a good thing for the NBA. I think you can learn a lot as a parent from LeBron James. Get really, really good at what you do. Get exceptional. Maybe even be the greatest at your job, or one of them, the greatest in your business, one of them. And then position your children to be able to do what? To jump in, take it over, and win. and at least bring some value. Because at the end of the day, Bronny James going to the NBA brings value. So you can learn a lot from LeBron with that. Bronny James brings value because of what LeBron did first. That is going to be a benefit to some team. So maybe you can do that for yourself. Man, let me build so much that my kids can bring in some value and we create a crazy amount of money and cash flow. And there you go. All right. So last thing that we're going to talk about. Last thing we're going to talk about. It's very simple. This whole concept of is Jesus black? Now, I'm not going to get into that whole thing. We do know that the likelihood of him looking, and I'm going to say it, the likelihood of him looking like those paintings that we've been seeing, European style paintings, Jesus with the long hair and blue eyes and milky skin, milky white skin, and all this. The likelihood of him looking like that, kind of not likely considering where the Bible took place, right? Middle East, Africa, kind of. Now, let me bring this up. Why is this a topic? Well, what's interesting about this Jesus black thing is real simple. Russia, Vladimir Putin is the one who was kind of stirring this thing up. It's crazy that it hasn't got picked up a lot by the news channels. I'm not sure why. But it's kind of weird that Vladimir Putin, anybody, like, look, guys, I've never been to any of the European countries outside of being born in Germany because of military brat. I've never been to any of the European countries. I only know about Russia what I see on the news. That's just it. So when I say that the reason why I'm surprised by it is not because, in no way, shape, or form, is not because I believe everything was heard, but I have to say, like, I'm ignorant, so I'm only perception is reality. What can I say? It's the only thing I see is what I see with Ukraine and everything. So for Russia to open up this vault, and they're like, hey, this could change things. I can't help personally. This is me personally. I personally can't help but wonder what is the angle. Because say what you want to say. For Russia to do this right now is weird. Let me tell you what I mean by this is weird. I want to scoot up a little bit. Yeah, there we go. That's perfect. For Russia to do this right now is very weird because it's simple. What is there for Russia to gain? If I'm not mistaken, most people in Russia look white. They have a very much lighter skin complexion. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong here. I'm ignorant to this. The paintings that he showed is of darker skinned people. And I know I've already kind of seen the TikTok. I did some of my TikTok research. I get it. Some people are saying, well, it's because the paintings got darker. Well, that doesn't make sense because then why didn't all the other paintings, all the other colors get darker? You know what I mean? So that argument has to get killed right there. So my thing is this: what is Russia really just being that spiritual? Which hopefully they are. And they're like, hey man, I think that and by the way, I'm not sitting here saying that you gotta praise God because he looks a certain way. But the angle that I'm just like, Russia kind of saying like Jesus is, could be black and this changes things. I can't help but think, what's the angle behind this? What's the angle? How does this help their country or does it hurt it? Or are they just doing it to do it? Is there some type of reason for it? Now, let me give you an aspect that I'm thinking. I'm thinking that if you really want to shake some things up, religion is a kind of a very religion is a place that you can really shake some things up. And by the way, r- church religion has been known to be a big business. Like they say, there ain't no business like church business. There's a lot of money in church business. So, if there's that much money in church business, and it's pretty much been for all this time that Jesus, quote unquote, is white. And now you got Russia saying, hey, you know what? I think this changed a lot of things. And we're going to recognize these biblical, these biblical, characters, heroes, people. We're going to recognize them as black now. They're going to recognize them as black. There could be something to this whole thing. There could be something to this whole thing. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm not looking at this as a way of, wait a minute. We already kind of, okay, some of us already kind of knew this. But then you're like, where's the opportunity? So let's talk about where could this be? Where could this be? What if this is just me? Speculation. I'm gonna end the stream after this. It's pure speculation. I don't know if this is even gonna get seen. It's pure speculation. What if Russia goes, you know what? We found this. I think this is very important for people to see. They're not being nefarious. Then they go, church is very, very powerful. Maybe we should lean more into there. And then we're also trying to diverse our population a little bit more. And maybe getting some people in other parts of the world on our side. That could really, 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 really benefit us overall because the more diverse you are, it's already been shown that, hey, we're in America. Diversity is a very good business move. And Vladimir doesn't seem like a dumb guy at all. It seems like a very smart guy. And him choosing to do this at this time and do a shakeup like this, how could this not be in some way, form, or fashion has to do with business? I think it does believe. I completely believe there's some spiritual aspect to it, but I also have to say there's got to be a business aspect to it. I think there is money involved. I think there is a little bit of cash flow that could be had here, and I think out of everybody, Putin knows something that we don't know. I think Putin knows something we don't know. So Russia doing this, showing this, they've already started posting, putting it up. I can tell you one thing, it's going to be an amazing tourist thing that people are going to definitely look at. I can guarantee you that People are going to go to Russia just to look at this thing. It's going to bring some tourism, which tourism is going to bring some money, and everybody likes some cash flow. That's going to be interesting how that develops in the next couple of months. What's weird is that it's only like big on like TikTok and stuff. You're not seeing it on mainstream. It's like it's being hidden. And I think it's only being hidden, not on purpose, but I think it's before someone else can, kind of figure it out. And I think Russia's playing a really sick game because I can tell you they got a lot of black people and Africans is like, oh yeah, man, I'm all good with it. Russia, like, whoa, they're clapping their hands for Russia. They're loving it. They're like, man, look, I might need to go see Russia. I might need to go visit Russia. And maybe Russia knows that. And they're pulling that play. So either way, that is going to be it for our show for tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you got a lot of value. If you didn't get value, hopefully you was entertained with me talking and ranting and pausing. It was fun to do the inaugural show. The first one, not going to be the last. I look forward to doing the show more and more and more often. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, enjoy some of the content that we did here. And then, of course, we got shorts and different things. So until we see you again on the next Friday at 10 p.m., man, y'all have a good week and make sure you go out there and you cash flow. Peace.